Hello everybody, welcome to AFR F2 Season Race Round 4 here at Zandvoort. We've got 21 drivers, we've got a full grid tonight. It's going to be some exciting racing tonight here at Zandvoort. Everybody not really a big fan of this track, but it always provides close racing. I'm really looking forward to this. King J loving the intro, I love it too, it's awesome. I think it's Kuno who made that awesome intro. I'll just get myself sorted out here. I think I just saw the Carlin jump before it just exited the pits here. Yeah, intro's great guys, thanks for the feedback, yeah. Guys behind the scenes really do put their all into that. I think it was Kunai Zero that made that, he normally does the Sunday streams. Alright. It's a car line. It's a car line, yeah, I forgot about that. The guys earlier were talking about how it's the car line rather than the car line, yeah, that's it. So we'll just go on board with the first person on track. That would be Mr. T-Mac. Just go on board here. Okay, so for those unaware, F2 qualifying, we're not going to run full 30 minutes. We're just going to do one stint on the softer tyre. People can do as many laps as they want, but it's usually only a few laps. When can you dump all your points on a prediction sim? Oh, well, I can't set it up right now, sadly. If there was another mod, I'm pretty sure they would, but I don't think there's any other mods in chat right now. We'll just be on board with T-Mac here. Watch his first flying lap, and we'll keep an eye on everybody else. Qualifying usually doesn't take longer than 10 minutes. And then we've got two races featured in the sprint race later on. So do stick around for that. T-Mac now on the start-finish straight, starting his first flying lap. Coming up to turn 1 here, a bit of a pick of a corner, don't want to hit this curb coming up on the inside. It's not too bad. Making his way through the S's now. Taking a nice tight line going into this left-hander. You can really just sort of ride, it's like a bit of a carousel that turn. I find it really fun on the F1 cars personally. Now through these S's I assume obviously fled all the way through down to 5th, 4th even. For this right-hander. Mounting a little bit of the curb there and this fast right-hander, having to slow down quite a bit here. Braking at 75 roughly. A lot of turns that sort of start wide and sort of close in on themselves. It's not an easy track, this track, but it's got a nice flow to it, I'll say that at the very least. Through these tricky S's now, avoiding the curb on the inside, just keeping it nice and clean as T-Mac. Last two turns, very easy to go on the throttle early and spin the car here, or mount the curbs in the wrong way and spin as well. Oh, not sure if that was just a leg spike on my end there, I don't know if he lifted it up, but that's a 120.5 for T-Mac. So, nice we benchmark everybody else. Tren setting a identical lap time almost, 20.5, Psycho 21.3. Yes, time's starting to roll in. We'll just hop on board with, let's see, Panda. He's just coming around now. Oh, Pondon has been disqualified for parking at a dangerous location. I believe he's off in Sector 2, so that may be why he's not able to rejoin, and Volcanic's also retired. Panda not setting a lap sort of, not setting a good lap there. This lap will go for it probably. Probably just making a mistake. Fever sitting at 20.2. He's also very fast, so that's a good lap time I'm assuming. Hero 20.3 as well. Yes. Bunch of times rolling in. Couple of new drivers. Or just the one, Cade, I suppose. He's currently in 5th place. Lapping around it, I believe that is the... Is that the MP Motorsport? I believe that is. Yeah, that is. Yep. Yes, I believe this is his first appearance for AFR. Hopefully he has a nice clean race. Getting a bit of jumping around here. Do apologise, guys. Are we going to do F1 cars? No, Friday is F2s only. I believe on Sunday nights we normally do F1s then, so a couple days from now we will be doing F1s, but tonight it's just the F2s, sorry. Alright, Tren retires, he's happy with his lap, 20.4, he did improve. Just watching Cade finish off his second lap here. No one's really improving on their times. Nice 20.4 from Cade, very tight up top. Panda sitting at 20.2 as well. That's pole by 8 thousandths of a second. Potsy and Trent have set the same lap time, and Fever has gone for a 20.024. And that's the way people retire their cars generally. That's not the best angle though. We'll hop on with Spicer here. He's done pretty well in the F2s recently. Hero did a 19.9 as well. Spicer's finished, there we go. These people retire this way so that way their cars don't get in the way joining back on track as AI or anything like that. Forehead will be about done. So people are only sitting a couple of laps. This tells me that, I mean, there must not be a lot of life in these soft tyres. They just start to drop off straight away, I suppose. Hop on with Bait here. He's still going to set a lap. Combine's also on his out lap. The track has evolved a little bit for Bait, so maybe he'll go a little bit faster. He's also pretty quick in these cars. He's currently in the top 3 of the championship right now. Potsy leading the championship by 56 points, I believe. Something crazy. He did win the feature race last week, which was at the Hungaroring, I believe. Bait, second last corner now, and into the last one. Nice and flat, obviously. Doesn't look like a fast lap here. It looks like a lap. 21.8. Now, does he go for another one? Looks like he is. Plus he also had a perfect opening run. Yes, he's always been very strong in the F2s. And it certainly has been showing, even through the few games that we have run the F2s, it's always been the case. Bait getting a little bit mishappen coming out of that left-hander. Don't think they've lost too much time though, but that still would have hurt him. He's been strong period there, that's exactly it. So Bait's down a 10th. He must have a lot of time to find, or he just hasn't really practiced. This Friday series is a bit more casual, so it's not too uncommon for people to take it a little bit more casually. But Bait does have a lot of pace in the F2s. Combined as well, same boat. Yes, this car's very understeery and also oversteery. If you put on the throttle too soon, that's just what happened to Bait there, and he's had enough, so we'll just hop on with Combined. But yes, these F2s very understeery, and Zandvoort, well, yeah, it'd be awful around here, I can only assume. But this is looking like a good lap from Combined. 20.6, that puts him in 8th place. This grid is very tight, and he'll take that in style. Alright, nice quick qualifying session. So, Hero will take pole in 4 points for Campos Racing and for himself. 1-2 lockout there for them, Hero and Fever. Also teamed up in Tier 1, which you can catch on Sunday nights at 7... is it? I'm blanking on the time. It's 7 PM Australian, that's the one, yep. Time zones. Third was Panda, Potsy 4th, Trin 5th, Cade, new driver in 6th, good to see. T-Mac, Combined, yes, 7, thank you. Spicer and Lick, rounding out the top 10. Just missing out, Ali, Psycho, Kyle, Andercat, Forehead, Keeper, Bait, Crush, Band, and Volcanic and Pondon not setting times. Well, Pondon getting a disqualification, of course. Yes, 7 Oz. Yeah, I'm in New Zealand, so I find it tough to convert the time sometimes, but yes. 7 PM Australian Eastern time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Alright, nice quick quali session, and now we're heading into the feature race. So this will be 19 laps, I believe. Mandatory pit stop. You have to change tyres at least once from the softer to the harder compound, or vice versa, obviously. And it can't be done within the first 3 laps, and it can't be done during a virtual safety car as well. Only rules around that. Interesting to see what people will go for in terms of tyre choice. Some people like to mix it up. Most people will generally go with what the game suggests. But we'll see what happens. A few seconds until we head off on our formation lap. And it's looking like a nice dry race as well. I don't have any weather details, but it definitely is looking nice and dry right now. Everybody on the soft tyre, pretty much expected. Everyone just sort of running with what the game is suggesting. I believe they'll just have a small wet stint on these tyres and then switch to the harder compound for the rest of the race. The next race after this, 13 lap sprint race, will only have the harder compound. No mandatory pit stop there. Oh, Hero getting a bit sideways there. just on the formation lap. These tyres don't take much to warm up. You can just sort of lap the track normally. You see Hero's pretty much just going at normal pace almost. It's going pretty quick. These top four all very close. A little bit out of order as well. I'm just noticing Potsy in second, but no worries. So, people to look out for. Obviously, Potsy, very quick, very strong. He won the feature race last week, and obviously he locked out the first round, so he's one to look out for. But everybody in the top 5, they're very strong in these cars. And Trin, I think he's currently either second or third in the Friday Series standings right now, so he's never one to discount. Combined, a bit further back than usual. He's also very quick in the F2s, but we should see him climb up. And there's some real underdogs here, people like Psycho, who do have a bit of pace in these cars, and you know, people that can keep it clean. I say it every week, people that keep it clean will just rise up to the top somehow. 21 drivers around Zandvoort, which is a very tight, tricky track. Anything can and will happen. Alright, drivers gridding up now. Stick on board with these front guys as we grid up and start very soon. Thank you all for tuning in. Of course, 19 laps to follow here, followed by a 13 lap sprint race. There's plenty of tight racing coming up. Just waiting for the game to make sure everybody is gridded up. Hopefully I get a camera angle change, because this is not good. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are eventually away. Leaderboard going all kinds of crazy right now, but it looks like Hero does have a good run. Is that Faber going on the inside? Yes, that is. Just checking very quickly. It's looking pretty clean through turn 1. Nothing crazy happening. Yes, looking very clean. Pretty much too wide. It's looking like a GT3 race, so they're just still sort of too wide going through all the turns. Been very clean though from everyone. Looks like we just had a spin at the back. I believe that's Keeper. Yep, just going a bit slow. I wonder if he's had some damage there. Just try and catch up with everybody else in front. Yep. Oh, and that's Panda getting a little bit loose and hitting the wall there. He's taking a lot of damage, but he's still running. Wow, that's very unfortunate. Panda's got a lot of pace. He may be able to recover this with a safety car, but he'll fall back for now. Trent being sort of a cork in the bottle. Potsy really rearing to get past him. Fever and Hero are just running away because of this. Potsy's going to try and make a move here. Can't quite get it done. It's a bit of a sketchy spot to sort of do it. Bit of movement down back as well. I'm seeing a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Doesn't look like anybody's off though. Like Batemate. Oh no, he's only fallen back a spot. Nothing crazy. Just stick on board with this battle here. This Potsy be raring to get by here. He's gaining a lot of ground. Trin's braking just as late. Good defense here from Trin. We'll just watch it back from T-Mac's perspective here. This is a pretty juicy battle for... He'll be ready to pounce at any moment. They're still side by side. This is the lovely thing about Zandvoort. Once you do get alongside people, it's very good racing. It's very tight. This track is very tight, but you can still get alongside people. Trin's giving him the massive squeeze. And now T-Mac wants to get a hold of this. Those two didn't have the best run because they were side by side, obviously. And Potsy will take the spot. T-Mac wants in on this now. A little bit of a bump. Falling back on Cage, who's actually combined his ride on this now. And Hero's had a mistake and he's gone off. Looks like Potsy's been able to take him and he's gotten loose, which means Trin can get this. T-Mac's on the outside here trying to capitalise. It's almost free wide going to this turn, but Trin does clear Hero and T-Mac in time. Combined just bumping Cade coming into these VS's here. And Fever, well, he's running away nearly 4 seconds ahead of this wee battle pack. But Potsy will be able to close in on the gap. Perhaps. So very interesting wee first couple of laps here. Fever fastest lap of the race, 121.5. DRS will be enabled, I'm assuming. little bit of a movement down back there. I think I just saw Ando try to take Psycho here. He's on the outside right now. Psycho defending pretty hard, but goes out a little bit wide. But Ando doesn't have the pace. He'll still slot in for a team for now. Volcanic, I believe he started 20th or 21st, I believe. It's unless we comeback job from him. Let's just have a look, just while we stay on board with him. Let's just see if we can have a look at our position changes. Yeah, so Volcanic and Pondon both up 6 spots. Obviously Panda and Keeper falling back. Oh, and Panda, speak of the devil, I work out my keybinds with this. Yeah, he's just had enough a wee off there. And it's not looking like the best race for him. He's still carrying that damage. Obviously wants to get his pit stop done. Get the wing done and get the tyres done at the same time, so he only has to stop once. But yeah, Volcanic and Pondon up 6 spots. Kyle is the other new driver. I didn't even spot him. He's sneaky. He's also one of the new drivers. He's up 3 spots as well. Hero's really lost out. He's down 3 spots, but he's got decent pace. He should be able to recover. I'm assuming he doesn't have damage, but he doesn't have damage. But that's a lovely wee helicopter shot there. He should be able to recover. Just seeing a move here. Hero wants to have a go at Trent now. He'll slot behind. I think I just saw Lick and Ali side by side. And Kyle wants to get on this too. Oops, sorry, a bit of a jump on my end, but Kyle does slot in behind. I don't know how they got away with that, going 3 wide out of turn 1. That's insane stuff there. Oh, and Ali's around! And Ali is around. Can he rejoin safely? Just about. Just sort of skids it along. That's very unfortunate. I don't know if he lost that on his own or got tapped. Wow. Crazy stuff there. Back on with Hero, who's having quite the battle with Tren right now. Tren on the inside here. Tren is really having to work to sort of hold on to his spots. He's sort of holding again. There's sort of a bit of a train. You can sort of see it's going down from 3rd to 7th right now. Combined just at the back of this, just having to be patient. Should be getting relatively close to pit stops. So maybe we'll have some people blinking and pitting relatively soon. Not quite the time yet. I just saw a bit of wing come off there. I don't know who that was from. And I just saw, I think that was Cade going a little bit deep. See if we can find whose wing that is. I believe, is that Tren's? That's Tren's end plate, yes. Or was that Hero's? Because Hero's also got an end plate missing as well. Everybody else with wings intact actually is combined. Combined does have damage as well. So a lot of these front runners are sort of nursing a bit of damage, but Tren is clearly the cork in the bottle. And you can kind of see the oversteer has to deal with. And Potsy's made a small mistake here. He's fallen back quite a way. He had a nice wee gap to Tren, and now he's sort of just trying to gather it all back up. He must have some sort of floor damage because there's no front wing damage there. And Volcanic's had a wee off as well. Yeah, he's gone all the way around there. Just seeing that very quickly, but damage and carnage all over the place. I'm trying to give everything I can. Can't have my eyes everywhere though. The lap 5, soon to be lap 6 on 19, and Fever has a 7-second gap to the next car, which is Tren, who is struggling with wing damage. This is looking like a very good race for Fever. It's a nice wee shot here. Tren really suffering. Yeah. He's trying to hold his own free wide coming out of turn 1 again. And he gets bumped there. I think he just got a bit squeezed and Tren is out. Does that trigger a safety car? Well, it's still yellow, but it's in a very precarious spot. I'm pretty surprised there's no safety car here. But that's very unfortunate for Tren, who is out of this race. It looks like there's going to be no safety car. So we'll just hop on with Mr. Spicer. He's currently 8th place. Just shadowing the back of Kyle right now. He's also behind Lick. We just had a couple of people pit as well. Cade came in for mediums. And Ali's also on medium. Same for Keeper now, who's just come out. And Panda pitted a lap earlier. So some people are starting to blink, and it'll be interesting to see if anybody in this train right here for between 2nd and 5th, to see if anybody will go for the undercut here and try and sort of gain some position, some time here. See what happens. Yeah, nobody's blinking right now. Combine having a wee look at T-Mac here. Potsy having to defend from Hero. Potsy without DRS, of course, and Combine was super deep. Don't think he intended to go so deep there, but he does get the move done on T-Mac. He gives him the room. Volcanic, 3-second time penalty. He looks like he just had another off in Sector 2. So Combine now in 4th place. Hero is just shadowing Potsy. Potsy in 2nd right now. And Hero's all over Potsy right now. Not able to really do much right now though, just sort of staying back, waiting for the right moment. Volcanic gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. It does not get any better for him. So while these two duke it out, oh, does he have? Can he get a move done here even? It's a really good exit. He'll have a bit of DRS, he'll have some speed here. Yeah, forces Potsy to mount the curb. That's a nice move there. Potsy trying to go for the switchback. Hero does not give him any room. And now Combined will be next to the line. Although Potsy should be able to gather himself up here. Again, this undercut idea. Let's see if anybody will blink and come in for tyres. Looks like T-Mac is. Yep, it's T-Mac coming in now. Have to keep an eye on him. And Potsy, super late move, goes super deep. And that lets Hero get back on him. Combined tries to go for it as well, but isn't quite able to get up there. Psycho getting 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And now Hero and Potsy again side by side. Yeah, Trin. Orange wing. Yeah, wow. We saw most of the people up there have some sort of wing damage. So, it's a bit unfortunate. But, yeah. Just sort of squeezed their free wide. It was pretty unfortunate. So, another yellow flag. This will be Volcanic again, if not, but he's gathered it up. Potsy diving on the inside and getting a bit unsettled on the curb there. These guys are going at it. It'd be interesting to see where T-Mac pops out in relation to this. And Faber now has an 11-second lead over Hero, which is pretty incredible. He's really got a stranglehold on this race right now. He's just got to keep it clean. Oh! And it's Volcanic having another off there. I didn't mean to switch to him, but that'll be him about done, I'd assume. We just saw Pondon and Batemate having a wee bit of a battle, but Faber has come into the pits as well. Yeah, the top 4 all blinking now. This will be about the time the game will suggest to come in. So we'll hop on with T-Mac. Let's see where he comes out relative to everybody else. He was around 4th or 5th. Volcanic gets 10 seconds for extending track limits. Pondon has stopped in the middle of the track. It's a massive... Whoa, whoa, whoa. What just happened? Is that supposed... But he's still running on my end. That's very weird. Okay, well... Now he's apparently retired. That was a delayed retirement, I suppose. And now that's a full safety car. That was very odd. And for 5 people, Hero's also retired from that. Andercat and Cade, yeah, those are the 2. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I think that crash happened and it just took a while for them to actually formally retire. That was very odd. But it looks like we're fine now. Full safety car, lap 919, halfway through. So very unfortunate for Hero, he was in 2nd place. T-Mac, big winner out of this, managed to jump Potsy and combined through those pit stops. Sort of actually, oh, he's reduced the spot. I'm not too sure what's happening here between these guys, my bad. He is still well with them though. Fever way ahead, obviously. Yes, everybody who hasn't pit yet will take this chance to come in now, get their mandatory tyre change done. But as it is right now, we have 16 cars running. Wow. And Panda was in that incident as well, I just noticed. So I think there's about 4 cars that just retired all of a sudden. Wow. Incredible stuff. Fever just catching the safety car now. Everybody will catch up, and hopefully in a couple of laps' time we can get going once more. Alright, so lap 10 and 19. Let's just have a look at the movers and shakers here, now that people have sort of sorted themselves out. So Kyle, one of our new drivers, he's up 9 spots. Spice is up 4, T-Mac is up 5, Forehead is up 9, Crush is up 11, Pondon is up 13 spots. I said earlier, keeping it clean and just sort of being able to rise to the top, that's what it's all about in these Friday night races, because a lot of chaos can and will happen with 21 drivers. And Pondon is now in 8th spot. If he finishes 8th, he will obviously start first in the sprint race, the top 8 being reversed for the grid for the sprint race, I should say. He's in a nice spot, and look at Ali rounding out the points places. Bait and Band, 6th and 7th places as well. Pretty good stuff from them. Most people have just really capitalised from the retirements, really. And pretty much everybody will be on the medium tyre, having just pit from the soft tyre either just before the safety car or as the safety cars come out. A few people on a different compound here. Just noticing, some people will be on softs here. What's Combine doing? I don't know. He's showing 2 different compounds. I believe he's changing. Is he changing from Mets? Yes, he is. Yes. Yes, the people that change the front tyres have to do the front wing. I forget this. Yep. So not sure why he was on softs there, because he did pit for mediums, I'm pretty sure. It's very odd, but he's down 15th now, so whatever happened to him really hurt there. Car's still just limping around here. I should expect one more lap under safety car to see what happens. Was that an illegal overtake there? Was Forehead ahead of Crush, or was he behind? That was very odd. I just saw an overtake there. That's interesting. Oh, anyway. Yes, one more lap around Zandvoort under yellow flag conditions, and then we'll be back underway. Just another minute or so away from restarting. Just take the time to remind you, a couple of days from now we'll be having round 2 of tiers 1, 2 and 3. Sunday nights, 5:30, 7 o'clock and 8:30 Australian Eastern. Do not forget to tune in. I believe we are going to be at Spain. I should know, I'm racing, but I forgot. I nearly forgot what track it was. We'll be at Spain for this week. Alright, so once we get underway again, so Faber had a 12-second or so lead before the safety car come out. Now he's got the pace to probably just run away as it is, but Potsy is very quick, so this restart will be very fascinating. Some dog is looking forward to Spain without the S. Yeah. Well, for some people to be Spain without the A as well. But yeah, Simdogger obviously one of our tier 1 races, so sure to catch him at 7 PM Eastern, Australian Eastern, that is. Make sure it's the correct Eastern. But safety car is in this lap. We'll stay on board with Podsy here and just see what sort of a restart we get going here whenever Fever goes. Fever is in control of the field right now. Getting as much heat as you can in these tyres as well. Podsy just waiting for the jump. And there it is, that's a nice reaction there. And we're back underway here at Zandvoort. We've got around 6 or 7 laps of green lap running. And it's looking like a relatively tidy start here. Seeing Forehead and Crush go side by side. Forehead defending well. Will hold on to 6th. Last 3 just toppling along. Sector 1 yellow flag. I think that's Keeper just lagging a little bit behind there. Not too sure what happened. Looks like Forehead's made a bit of time. He's right on Spicer and Kyle now. This little train for 4th. Everyone's keeping it pretty much line astern. No crazy moves happening right now. I'm sure nobody would want to crash right now, getting so close to the end of the race. Keeper's left the session, so obviously being so far back, he's just pretty much done. Oh, Potsy getting a little bit sideways. He's coming out of the last couple of turns. Oh, nearly losing it on the curb. See, normally you should lose it on the curb if you go that far out. You did pretty well to hold that, to be honest. Ooh. Is that Pondon looking to make a move on Crush there? Side by side. Doesn't quite get a good exit. He's going to have to fall in behind him, it looks like. And it looks like... Is that Ali sneaking up there? Now he's got a nice exit too. Let's see if he can work with it. We'll be side by side through these S's. Now he will yield. It's very tough to... Oh! He's actually bumped Pondon. And that looks like Ali's lost a fair bit of wing there. Those two are very close together. And it looks like Bait is under pressure from Lick as well. So he's just taken Lick just earlier. Keeper rejoining as well. And Band losing his spot to Combined. Combined trying to recover his race right now. And Volcanic having another spin just behind them. Band and Combined side by side here. Combined trying to give as much of a squeeze as possible to Band. Combined is definitely faster right now, but he needs to stay ahead to try and have any chance of getting into the points here. So Fever, fastest lap, 121.3 on the medium tyres. Volcanic retires from the session. Looks like it's just a retirement on track there. He's a lap down, he's clearly had enough. So 15 drivers still running. So Kyle and Spice are getting very close there. Spice is putting the heat on. Oh, Potsy! I totally missed that. Potsy is also ahead of Lee Spin. Not too sure what caused that. It's just so absorbed in this wee battle between Kyle and Spicer. I totally missed that, but Potsy was in a very strong spot there and he's just fallen all the way back. That's very unfortunate. The Keeper retiring. Not too sure if that was on track or not, but that's a full safety car. It's a full safety car on lap 15. Wow. And Fever had a 5-second gap, and now that is gone as well. This guy cannot make a gap and hold it, it seems. It's just destined that the safety car is going to come out. So, where Keeper crashed, I'm assuming he just ran a bit too deep and spun the car into the barrier on the outside of the hairpin. It's possible that happened. I don't think that was intentional. But as it is, it has triggered a safety car. A very late safety car, actually. The field is pretty bunched up as it is right now, so we should see green flag conditions pretty quickly around here. Keeper's car has already been cleared. And again, I have to point out the movers and shakers, because Kyle is now 10 spots, Forehead is up 10, Crush is up 12, Pondon started this race dead last, is now up to 7th place. Great run from him. And Bait started 17th and he's now in 9th. Great races for them so far. Keeper just leaving the session again. I think he's had some connection issues. He left and rejoined, but I think he's done for good now. Possibly, did he just have another incident there, or is he just limping along, it looks like? Yep. And he'll have to catch up pretty quick, because I assume the safety car will be in very soon. Everybody just weaving around trying to get some more heat in their tyres, but this race will be over in a few laps' time. Okay, looks like one more lap of safety car for everybody here at Zandvoort. Who's that? It looked like a Kyle there. I think he just faked the dive into the pits there, just trying to maybe catch somebody off. We've seen that happen a couple of times in the F2s, where some people will choose to go into the softer compound at the end of the race to try and get a jump on those ahead, but not quite being able to make it work. So perhaps that dive made a little bit of sense, maybe trying to catch somebody off guard and force somebody else to pit, but a bit of gamesmanship there, but typically that's sort of frowned upon. Normally when you go into the pit lane entry, you should be going into the pit lane from there. Clearly something that Kyle must not be aware of, as I have the rev glitch. Beautiful. Let's move away from that car. But he's had a very good race. He's up in 3rd spot right now. He's doing pretty good for himself. So we have 7 retired cars as well. 4 coming from, I think, the same incident, and Keeper and Volcanic just not really able to control their cars too well today, and Trin just getting marked, as in his words, pretty much. Just 3 wide in the middle of it all. Totally sandwiched. So when we come back under green flag, we should have 2 laps. It's a 2-lap sprint, pretty much a 2-lap sprint to the end. T-Mac is in a great spot. Kyle could be on for a podium on his debut race. Crush, Pond and Ali, they're on for decent points as well. Ali in the elusive 8th spot. Obviously, you finish 8th, you start in 1st place for the sprint race. And Faber, he's gone pretty early this time. He's mixing up when he's going. Looks like it's worked pretty well, because he's got 6 tenths on T-Mac, although T-Mac has a nice run here. But we are back underway, 2 more laps here at Zandvoort. And everybody will be relatively clean, you should expect. Apart from the free wide at turn 1, of course, so how can I not forget that? Ali on the inside of that and backing out of it. Crush and Pondon still battling for 6th place, and Ali has now poked his nose in. Doesn't have a good exit there, and a good mid-corner speed, and Pondon sneaks through, but he's got a nice exit. That was Lick that had just spun around. And that's him down in 14th. Very unfortunate for him. 2nd last lap, of course. Back on board with the hard racing here. As Lick retires on track. Crush holding on the 6th place. T-Mac has already got a 1-second gap behind, in front of him, to Faber. So Faber is just showing some massive pace today. He's just such a strong driver in F1, and it just transfers to F2 so well. Psycho losing a spot here. Podsy trying to recover something here. Be a big ask for him to get 2 more spots and get some points, but that'd be the goal, trying to get as much places as possible as we do start our last lap of the race here. Just jump back here, Bateman and Alley really going at it, and Combined is right behind him as well. Combined trying to go on the inside of Alley here. Bates cleared him well and truly. And Alley will concede to Combined and will drop down to 10th place. Combined will be right on Bait now. Meanwhile, Potsy is still trying to get up to these guys. Looks like he gets a nice exit on Band. A little bit squirrely coming out of the exit though. He's going to be right on him all the way through these S's. Sticking on the outside. Maybe he was looking for a switchback, but Band hasn't gone too deep. And he will just let him by. So Potsy up into 11th. And now he wants to catch up to this train here for 6th place. Bates got a nice run on Pondon here. I don't think he can do much lower right now. The people here would do well to get a move done. At least any more moves done in those last couple of turns, and we have to switch to Fever because he's had a really good race. For 2 safety cars, he's managed to hold that 1st place spot, and he will take the win here at Zandvoort for the feature race. T-Mac in 2nd. Combined, sorry, Spicer was 3rd. I don't know if these pins or if the standings are being a bit weird right now, but Spicer was 4th on track. You know, if I was smart, I would have actually checked the penalties during the safety car, but but Fever does take... Well, did he take the win? Because he did fall back as well, but Pondon does get driver of the day. Let's just see the standings here. And I skipped that without thinking. I'm sorry, guys. Fever did have a 5 seconds, so T-Mac does take the win. But Fever will get the fastest lap, so T-Mac will take 25 points. Fever in 2nd place there. Kyle taking 3rd. Great performance for him on his debut, pretty much. He had showed some great pace there. Forehead, Crush, Pondon, Combined, and Alley will round out the top 8. Spicer had a 5 seconds, so that does explain that. But he does still finish in the points, and he does get 2nd. But he will start 9th for the next race. Potsy and Temp rounding out the points places, and he did get into the points in the end. Bait and Psycho, both, or Bait with pens, I should say. Psycho obviously already behind. Potsy and Temp. Bandit in 11th, then Bait, Psycho, and Lick retiring late, but his result is still counted due to doing enough race distance. Just missing out. DNFing, of course. Keeper, Volcanic, Hero, Cade, Andrecat, Panda, and Trin. A lot of DNFs. It's a race of high attrition. And T-Mac has come out on top. And can I just say, Pondon, 21st to 6th. That's a great result for him. And he will start 3rd as well for the sprint race. Which is also looking dry. So, sprint race, no mandatory pit stop. People can just go from the start to the end on their hard compounded tyres. And T-Mac winning the last race will start on 8th place. I think it was Ali that will start on pole. I can't remember who was 8th. I've got the memory of a goldfish. I do apologise. Not too far away until we start our formation lap though. That is Ali on pole. Just get myself sorted here. Everybody on the mediums, of course. I have it on position change for now. Alright, drivers going around on their formation lap. Just heading up their tyres. So interesting to see Ali in 1st place here. Wondering if he can hold it. Combined is also in 2nd. Now he's going to be one to look out for. Back when I used to do F2s, it was always a common theme to sort of get around 7th or 8th, and then into the sprint race you just get 1st or 2nd on the grid, and then you just sort of run away and everybody else has their wee battles and you can just take a win pretty uncontested. So he may, if he can clear Ali, or if Ali can run away here, then they might have a very easy win on the cards. But people like Feber do exist. With a very good pace. He had a very good gap. He made 12 seconds before the first safety car intervention. On the car behind that was Hero at the time. And then he made 5 seconds on T-Mac until the second safety car intervention. And that second safety car really screwed over Fever's race and ended up making him finish second in the end. Hopefully the same does not happen again. At least he'll be hoping. And some cars coming around now. Starting to grid up. Very quick formation lap from Heli there. Spicer and Hero, obviously some sort of collision during the formation lap. They have been sent to the grid with relatively cool tyres. No tyre blankets in F2, so warming up your tyres is pretty important. So those two may just suffer a fair bit on the start, but their tyres should come up pretty quickly. Alright, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. Don't think Ali got the best of starts there. Oh! I don't know whose car that is, but they are around and they are dead. Wow. It's very unfortunate. It looks like Volcanic got caught in that as well. And there's been a bunch of collisions. That's not the best angle. It is a safety car. Everybody had to check up out of turn 1. And that was Crush that just spun, coming off the grid. And that is his race done before the first turn. That's very unfortunate. We just saw a flurry of penalties there. Let me just see if I can show them there. Soko and Lick with 5 seconds. Volcanic as well, I think, just hit Crush. And T-Mac with 5 seconds as well. That is a moment indeed. We'll just let the scoreboard, the leaderboard, sorry, reset itself there. I couldn't find which driver it was just because of all that chaos with the leaderboard, but that was Crush and he is out of this race. So no real moves. Well, Podsy's up 4 spots somehow. Incredible. Psycho and Lick also. Kyle's moved down 6 spots. Wow. Some real movers and shakers. Not too sure what happened. I guess some people just really lost out in turn 1. But we shouldn't be too long under this yellow flag period. This is our 3rd safety car tonight, guys. This is pretty incredible stuff. I think there was 4 here. Oh, a couple of people faking the pits there as well. Some people are choosing the pit though. I'll just show the tyres really quickly. Some people may think going to the softs might work. It looks like it's a bit of a long shot, but some people I think can probably get away with having a go. But we'll have to see what happens, I suppose. So Kyle coming in for those softs. Same for Volcanic. No, Volcanic is on fresh mediums. I do apologise. And Kyle is showing as first on the leaderboard. He will be down in 20th or 19th, sorry, of course. Yes, Trin at the back of the grid as well. Obviously DNFing, but who is that that's had a moment? Is that Hero? He just had a wee spin there. He doesn't seem to have damage, but he could have he could have some sort of other damage, but no apparent wing damage right now as it is. Volcanic would have had his wing damage as well. Yep, he would have had that fixed. And Kyle jumped lost a few spots at the start, so he must have had some type of damage as well. So, lap 2 of 13, and hopefully only one more lap under safety car. Alright, lap 313. We should see the safety car in this lap, hopefully. We just had Kyle come into the pits again. Now, I believe he had to get his wing changed, so he's just pitting again to put himself on the right tyres, so soft tyres are obviously not the best call. He just wants to be on the right compound, but he has managed to get his damage fixed, which is the main thing, but he's also on the right tyres now, which is good. Those softs just won't last and they'll just wear out quicker, so this is a good call, I believe. He should be able to catch up. Bit of movement there between Forehead and Ban, not too sure what happened there. Oh. No, I think Forehead is literally just jumping backwards for some reason. That is pretty odd. Yeah, looking Forehead just trading spots there now. Ban gets 5 seconds for ignoring the yellow flag, so we just saw Ban slow down for Forehead, so I'm not too sure what's going on. If somebody's jumping behind other people, or if there's just being unfair yellow flag penalties being handed out right now. But Ban will be pretty frustrated because he does not normally get penalties. That is pretty unfortunate, though, to be fair. Nice wee shot of the cars coming through. This nice big complex of turns. Safety car is in this lap, a bit late of a call, but it is in this lap. As always, we hop on with second place here. See how Ali handles this restart. Just backing up the field a little bit here, letting the safety car pull into the pits. Hop on with Pondon. Wow, these guys are pretty close actually. And Fever. Oh, Ali's gone. And Fever has gotten a massive start. He can't overtake. It's yellow flag conditions still. He has to drop back. And we are back under racing green flag conditions here at Zandvoort. A lot of jostling around. Potsy trying to get into this as well. Fever is up in the third spot right now and is trying to make a move and combine. He has to slot in behind for now though. But from back, T-Mac is pushed a bit wide. Band is trying to capitalise. He's on the inside here. Again, not the best exit. He has to slot in behind as well. Sector 1 yellow flag. That looks like that is that Lick who's spun around? Yes, it is. Not sure what happened there. Spicer and Trin just trading spots there. Trin is now in 11th. Cade right on Psycho as well. Movement all over the grid here. I'm trying my best to cover it all. Lick is just pulled to the side of the road. I'm wondering if that is a retirement of some kind. And Trin spun as well, and so is Volcanic. Is there damage on any of these cars? Trin does have a bit of wing damage. Volcanic, not quite seeing it. Nope. Jump back up with the rest of the grid. It's a VSC, so there must be debris on the track. It's causing this. Let's see if we've got damage on Lick's car as well while we're at it. Yes, that's a full wing loss, so no surprises there. He must have lost that wing coming out of that left hairpin. Alright, so lap 413. We're back under yellow flag once again. Only a VSC this time though. A lot of debris on the track has obviously caused this, no retirement as such. Ali is still in first. Combined second, Fever is in third. Potsy fourth and Pondant in fifth. Movers and Shakers. Let's have a look. Forehead gets 5 seconds for speeding under pit lane as we're back under green flag conditions. Cade's up 9 spots. Panda's up 9 spots as well. Good race from Panda. Looks like Fever may have, I don't know if he went a little bit sideways there, if there was a bit of contact, but he's fine. Maybe just the angle made it look a bit weird. Massive train happening right now though. And Lick is still struggling to get into the pits. It's very unfortunate for him. And Panda's out. Let's see if we can jump on the Volcanic and just see where his car's parked. And Heroes had a spin as well. Panda's right up onto the gravel trap. Lick's retired from the session. Heroes rejoined right in front of Volcanic. It is all happening, folks. Meanwhile, up front, Band and T-Mac are still fighting. You can see Fever and Potsy in the distance as well. T-Mac is still slightly ahead. I think he will have this sorted. He is defending, so Band can get a good exit here on him. Doesn't quite though. Meanwhile, Potsy is right on Fever. These two have been going at it the last lap or so. He's going to be on the outside. Fever is really squeezing him here. Potsy does break later, but Fever is right on top of it. And we also have DRS enabled. These two are still going right at it. And Potsy will take third place for now, but Fever is still right on him. Meanwhile, I think Band is trying to make a move, or Keeper is trying to make a move on Cade, apologies. Keeper in 8th after a shocking first race. Hero's had another spin as well, he's down 15th right now. So those keeping it clean, they're really starting to reap the rewards now. Keeper is up in 8th from just keeping his nose clean. Same for Band in 7th. Pondon up in 5th. Remember, the top 8 of this race will get points as it is the sprint race. And Cade all over Keeper here, trying to get something done. Yeah, he's clearly quicker, he's just not able to find a spot here, it looks like. Just saw Ando getting past Bait there as well. Just not too far behind. DRS here, Keeper will have DRS as well though. What's going to happen into turn 1 here? Keeper's going to go on the inside of Band. Cade's going to go for the late move here. Band fully aware of all of this, giving them both the room they need. He's going to shatter them as those two battle it out. Hero has retired from the session. That's on the second last turn. And that's brought out the VSC. Keeper is just edge ahead of Cade as that has happened. And then it's a full safety car once more. And Hero, can I just, yep, he's just spun it around on the last turn. Yeah, that's very unfortunate for him. So that's 4 retirements already this race in 6 laps. Forehead's going to take this time to come to the pits. He has already pitted and he's got another 5 seconds for speeding out of the pit lane. Under all this, I don't think there's been enough green flag running for Combined to make any moves on Alley. They're pretty equal in pace, and Potsy and Fever have just been going at it, but they can't attack these front two, so Alley is still in the lead of this race. Was that Combined there just going off? Wow. It's pretty unfortunate. Can he get past again? Well, he went off track, so I'm guessing unless Fever's being told to yield his spot, he won't be able to go forward again, and that looks like the case. It's pretty unfortunate for Combined. And there it is. He's trying to get his 2 spots back, but no siree. It's pretty unfortunate. He won't be happy about it, but he's just got to take it on the chin. He should be able to hold his own in 4th place. A couple of people choosing to come into the pits. Band and Bait, same for Volcanic. Now it's getting a bit closer to the end of the race. People are considering this soft tyre. Trying to make some moves on those in front on the mediums that are a bit warm. These soft tyres were used in the one-shot, I believe. Well, not the one-shot, the qualifying session, I believe. So, they have a bit of wear on them, but they should still be fine. Didn't see a massive amount of drop-off. So, lap 8 of 13. Should see another lap of safety car after this, and then it'll be a 4-lap sprint to the end. Exciting stuff here at Zandvoort. So, Potsy had a pretty shocking first race. I only got 1 point out of it. He's currently the series leader. He's ahead by around 55, 56 points or so. I believe he's leading. It's either Combined or Trin. Those two are pretty close behind. Well, pretty close to each other, but still 50 or so points behind. So, any points Potsy can get here will be good. Sort of a bit of a recovery. You get less points for the sprint race. It's only 15 for a win and 12 for second, I believe, but Every little bit will help him preserve his lead here. And Ali is really on top of this safety car here. So, some people to watch here. Band has come out on the soft tyre. He's decided to just technically come into the pits just to hop onto the soft tyre and maybe jump some of these people who are on mediums that are 8 laps old. Now, these mediums won't be suffering too much because a lot of the race has been under yellow flag conditions, sadly, but it'd be interesting to see if the soft tyre does have that much pace over the mediums. Should still be plenty of grip in them, of course. And Band does not have the most pace in these F2s, so this will hopefully level out the playing field for him, and maybe he can just sneak into 8th place and maybe get some points. We'll have to see what happens though. There's still plenty of running, and we've seen it all this race so far, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But Ali hasn't really been challenged too much up in front, but now that Combined has sort of fallen back a couple of spots, and Potsy and Fever have been squabbling over the last few laps that we had green flag conditions. It sort of meant that Ali and Combined were sort of uncontested up front, but now Ali has now got a bit of a whirlwind behind him of fast drivers that will want to get by him. So he's got it all to do, and if he wins it from here, I'll be very surprised, but very happy for him. Have to note Pondon doing very well here. He's in 5th place. He doesn't have a penalty. That would be T-Mac, and he gets 5 seconds for speeding out of the pit lane. He's come to the pits quite a bit this race. Nah, he's retired in the pits there. He's had enough. It's already under safety car conditions, to be fair, so that wouldn't bring in a safety car as well, I suppose, or impede anyone, but oh well. But that's him and had enough. Pretty far back. Can't necessarily blame him. That's 5 drivers that have now retired. I was going to say Pondon's done a pretty good job as well. T-Mac does have 5 seconds, I believe. Let's have a look. Yes, only driver to not have outstanding penalties. There were quite a few drivers that were caught out on the first lap, turn 1, when the safety car was called straight after turn 1 for a driver that had just spun on the start-finish line. This game is so broken, saying forehead. We did see it come into the pits a few times there, man. Not entirely sure what was going on, but it's pretty unfortunate to see you fall so far back there. You're looking very strong out there. Safety car in this lap. The Pondon's done pretty well, and T-Mac did win the race last in the feature race there, so he's done pretty well holding on to 5th place, and Keeper is also right into it as well. But we'll hop on board with Mr. Fever once more for this restart here. A little bit of debris on the tyres, or is that... That's pretty odd. We'll see when Ali pulls the gun though. Potsy is right on his gearbox. And Ali's gone for it. And we are back under green flag conditions for 3 laps more here at Zandvoort. Fever is right on top of Potsy right now. Trying to take the outside here. Isn't quite able to do it. It looks like T-Mac trying to make a move on Pondon here. Pondon getting the better exit though. T-Mac did look a little bit squirrely. T-Mac is just hanging on, and Bait has gone straight off into the... that sign just got obliterated. Wow. But that's very unfortunate for Bait. He will fall down to 16th place. Another trend right on Psycho. Thanks for the follow, Hilux 777. Apparently forehead desync from 3rd down to 10th. That's pretty unfortunate. Yes, I do remember it now. Yeah, you did desync pretty badly. That's really unfortunate. I'm not too sure what causes it. It's very annoying with these games. Focusing on what's ahead. Band and Ando really jostling for 10th place. Band trying to make these soft tyres work. Kyle's on slit. Far roll the soft tyres, but they will go to the end. Everybody else keeping it pretty civil up ahead. It's a nice retrain. Potsy's made a bit of a gap on Fever. Does he have any damage, I suppose? Should have a wee look. It's a nice wee helicopter shot, but it's not helping right now. Looks like he's got an end plate missing, but I can't quite tell. Yes, he does. So that'd be why he's fallen back from Potsy. He must have just picked up some damage. And now Potsy, he's got 7 attempts ahead to Ali. Again, more movement down back. Ando defending from bad. And now Trin wants a part of this as well. He's also on the soft tyre. Oh, and he's lost the car a little bit. Oh, he nearly hit Band, and he's just spun out on the inside of the left hairpin here. It's really unfortunate for Trin. He had a nice wee sort of recovery in place there, but he's just lost control of the car a little bit there, and he has fallen down to 15th place. Bit of movement down back. Is that combined? He's spun around as well, and he's lost a fair bit of wing there. That's so unfortunate. He was down in 4th place. He was doing very well, and now he'll fall all the way back down. Ando's had similar problems. It's the same. Oh no! They've traded spots. They've tag teamed, and now combined is still there. Wait, hang on. Did Ando spin out originally? I'm not sure. They both spun out though. That's very unfortunate. Meanwhile, Potsy's is clawed back this gap to Ali. This is what I was talking about, and we've got 1 lap left here. Can Potsy get it done on Ali? He's got the pace. Right alongside each other. Still side by side. Combined retiring from the session. He's had enough. Or I think, not too sure what's happened there. Ali is still fighting this, but it looks like Potsy's made the move for the lead of the race. He's still right on him, I should say. Oh, never mind. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, Carl and Volcanic in a left spot here. Really capitalising right now, and Carl has gone off. So it looks like he's just lost it coming out of that hairpin as well. You're going to get onto the throttle early, of course. This train still going strong as well. Cade right all over Keeper. These two have been locked together for a fair while. Let's hop up front here where Ali is pretty close to Fever. I don't know if he can get anything done, but if he can, it'd be pretty miraculous. Because Potsy has done so well this race. Had a massive battle with Fever. He's prevailed, and he will take the win of the sprint race here at Zandvoort. Fever in third with some damage. T-Mac will have 5 seconds of penalties. He will drop all the way down. Pondon in 4th. Keeper in 5th place. Great job from him. T-Mac all the way down in 8th. He will still get a point for his efforts. Volcanic just missing out on getting 9th place. Is that Band and Trin? Oh, sorry, Trin and Psycho. Side by side across the line there. Carl taking 13th. Fando 14th. And Bait will bring up the rear eventually. So an exciting wee end there. That sprint race was something else. My game didn't crash on the line this time. Very good to see. But Potsy does take the win there. Ali just 2 attempts behind. Ali leading most of that race as well. It was a very good drive from Ali, and a lot of DNFs as well. Again, we saw 6 DNFs in 13 laps there. Some very unfortunate spins. About half the field has spin at some point. It was incredible. And Bait just seeing out the last half of the lap here in the Carlin. Sonoda's car, of course. These are the 2020 cars. And he finishes in style there, so Potsy taking that win. Driver of the day going to Cade. Nice recovery effort. He was all the way down the grid, I believe, so great effort from him. Obviously on his first event here at AFR. Potsy taking that win. Great drive from him. Ali as well. I think, is that... Yeah. Great stuff there from the drivers today. Well deserved for Potsy. Alright, so Potsy in first place, Ali second, Fever in third with the fastest lap. He'll get 10 points for his efforts. Pondon, Keeper, Cade down at 18th to 6th. Great job from him. Keeper 15th to 5th. Spicer and T-Mac will take 8th place with that 5-second penalty. Just missing out, we've got Volcanic, Band, Trin, Psycho, Carl, Endercat, Bait, all in these unfortunate spins, and combined also being classified doing enough race distance. Just missing out, Forehead, Hero, Panda, Lick Crush, all DNFing. And if we go to the weekend results, Fever does win the weekend. T-Mac just behind in 2nd place, followed by Pondon, Ali, Potsy, Kyle, Forehead, Crush combined. Keeper, Spice Arcade, and Hero all getting points. Just missing out, Volcanic, Band, Trin, Psycho, Ando, Bait, and Panda, and Lick. Alright everyone, an exciting race this weekend. Well, not this weekend, this Friday I should say. The weekend's coming up obviously. But thank you all for tuning in. A couple of wee nice races here for F2. We'll be back live on Sunday night, 5:30 PM Eastern, Australian Eastern, sorry. For Tier 3, F1 will be at Spain. 7 PM we'll have the Tier 1 drivers, and 8:30 we'll have Tier 2. Do hop along, it'll be some interesting racing. It's always great at Spain, we'll always have a few spins. But until then, I've been Jacob Meister, and I hope you've enjoyed tonight's coverage, so see you on Sunday.